There we go. Sorry I'm late, folks. It wasn't kicking in, so I had to kind of reboot the page or something like that. So, hello, how are you doing? I am the Real Manos, and I am back. I have a new video right now, and oops, and let's see here. All right. Just taking a look, see if my channel was going, and yeah, it's working. So, hello, how are you this Friday after evening? And I thought I would do a new live show 2 weeks in a row. How'd I do it? Oh my god! Um, Talking about a couple things going on with some comic news, mostly I want to talk about the Superman sneak preview teaser, not a trailer. I don't know what it was, but I liked it. So I'm going to be talking about that. Also, there was some new Spider Man movie news that dropped. Not as much. We only got really a title, but I'll share some thoughts about that as well. And also, don't forget, I have comic books, and I'm going to be talking about these fine books right here. Oh, and let's see. Maybe if anybody has any questions, I'll be taking them too. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to do my best to make, as promised for years, the Real Life Mano stream to be an actual weekly thing or close to a weekly thing where I'll be talking to you folks about stuff. And I think what I'm going to do is do my weekly comic reviews on the live stream. So that'll at least give me a little something to talk about. Then I'll talk about whatever news is going on. And if I talk about anything in the future, it'll be in terms of arcs and such. Like, for instance, I am. One of the books I'm going to be talking about briefly is the last issue of an arc. I'll be talking about this arc in a future video. But right now, I just want to talk to you about the major news that's been happening. So, hi, I'm the Real Manos, and you can support this channel over on Patreon for just $1 a month. And I make my own comic book. Red Knight 8 is finally upon us, and there's a link below where it's the preview pre-launch page for Red Knight 8. You can go there and follow it, so when it launches, you'll be notified about it. And let's see, you can follow me, of course, on Blue Sky and Facebook and Instagram, that stuff. So, hey, let's get talking. This week I pulled a few books, and it's been getting more and more expensive buying comic books. And I actually took a look. I wasn't able to buy everything that was in my poll this week, unfortunately. I'm a little backed up. And I tend to buy 4 or 5 books a month, 4 or 5 books a week. That's basically what I can afford. God, the time was you could buy more books each week, but that's not a factor anymore. So I try to at least pull 4 or 5. And I took a look, and I'm a little backed up, and God, my X-Men books I had more X-Men books put aside than all the other books. And, damn it, X-Men did it. Marvel did it to me again. Like, I get into X-Men, I get excited about what they're doing, and then they hit me with 40,000 books. They can't just be, I can't just be regulated to, like, the main books, like 2 or 3 or something like that. No, you have to hit me with a whole bunch. And they just did a crossover. Like, this, the X-Men books have only been going for a few months with this new regime, and you're hitting me with a new crossover. Like, come on, man. Like, give me a minute. So I'm gonna be rearranging my poll. So I will be buying like different stuff, and I'm gonna try and break it up a little bit. Matter of fact, this week, for an example, let me show you what I got. This week I did get the Avengers 24. This is the end of a 2-part Black Cat story. I got Wonder Woman 19, which I believe is the end of this King of America arc. Gotcha Man. Only One Earth, #1. Now, this didn't come out this week. This came out like a month and a half ago, but I'll talk to you about that in a second. And Batgirl, number 6. Yeah, number 6. That came out this week. And that's the end of the, what is this arc called? This was just Mother? Okay. The Mother arc. So I think we've all had a Mother arc, and it's always hard. So, okay. Let me go in order here. So what I'm going to do is talk about the books that made the biggest impressions on me and such. So, okay, I'm going to start with Avengers 24. What's the legacy number on this thing? 790. Ooh, we're like 10 issues away from like a legacy 800 issue. I wonder if they're going to do anything interesting for that. Maybe. That would be fun. So this is the end of, I think, a 2-part arc. And let's see. Kang. It's Jen McKay and Farid Karami. Not familiar with this artist, but not bad art, actually. Kang wants to infiltrate this casino spaceship, and he needs the Black Cat because she is one of the best thieves in the Marvel Universe. And I think for me, what makes this arc the most interesting, yeah, it's a heist story involving the Avengers in space on a space casino. That's so cool. But I mean, I think for me, what really grabbed me was Black Cat obviously doesn't trust Kang, but she makes him a deal. Like, okay, I'll help you on this thing, but since you're a time traveling guy, right? Okay, hey, I'm gonna team up with my dad, and that I think is the heart of the story. And to me, it meant a lot because I gotta say, one of the first comic book runs I ever read was the run leading up to Amazing Spider-Man 200, and that introduced the Black Cat. It also introduced us to her dad, who dies in like the first or second issue, like he appears in, and a lot of what Felicia dealt with for the first half of her like comic book supervillain superhero career was dealing with the fallout from losing her father and how much that meant to her. And well, hey, I get to team up with a time traveling guy. I wonder who I should bring in on this case. They decide to she decides not to tell him, but he obviously figures it out because he's not a dummy. And it's actually I only really know this character from his first appearance, and he's like dying. It's interesting to see him and a younger side of this guy, and a guy willing to go for like the big stakes, because I mean he's just from what we can tell just a really good like master thief, like a human master thief. And he's like, oh, okay, aliens, time travel, superhero, okay, sure, let's go, let's do it. The end, I think, actually is a scene where they get back and they're able to communicate and talk. And I found this to be like a really sweet scene. Actually, Jen McKay really does a great job with Felicia, and I think he understands that character a lot. I dug this. The story in itself that wraps all this is fine, and the art's really nice. I'm giving this a strong 4 ramp chips. Thought it was pretty good. Actually, we're finishing a lot of arcs from what I bought this week. This is Wonder Woman 19, and this is Tom King, and who's the artist on this? I forgot. Daniel Shampier. He has a really strong style. I like his stuff a lot. I think he did the last issue as well. But last issue was building up to the whole final confrontation between Wonder Woman and this King of America asshole that's been giving her so much problems. So what's interesting is, there's the lead up from last issue where he's like hiding out in the White House because that's the last place he can go that's safe for him. And he's like sitting in the Oval Office and, kind of like he's kind of pushed out the president. He's like, standing around while he's sitting in the chair as Wonder Woman approaches and easily defeats the security forces for that. So what happens in this issue? Well, it's mostly told by flashback from the king himself in the past tense, talking to Diana's daughter, Trinity. And this is the future. And he hasn't aged a bit. He still looks like a cat scrotum. And it implies that, like in the future, Wonder Woman and the other Amazons have been killed, and he had something to do with it. And there's some things I haven't been too invested in the Trinity backups, but there's this implication something's happened, and she's trying to make good on that. So I believe I've seen King do this a couple times with other books of his, where he is kind of going back and forth through time narratively, telling the story as it pieces together, and that seems to be what he's doing here. So don't skip those those backup stories. But yeah, it's mostly it's not too violent because frankly, this guy physically is not even remotely close to being a match. And it just ends with her taking away and scarring his chest liar. It's pretty harsh, but I think fair. I think worth it. I mean she could have killed this guy. We also got I don't know if these guys have ever been in DC Comics before. I'm not familiar with them, but there's something involving like the Mouse Men, and they look very militaristic and ridiculous at the same time. So very nice. Pretty good. I will also give this a 4 Ram Chips. Not a bad end to this arc, actually. And speaking of ending of arcs, oh, hey, I got to, before I go any further, the world according to Bob. Hey, I forgot if I already asked you. I know that you didn't watch Arrow. Are you going to be watching Booster Gold when that comes out? Is that a TV series or a film? I can't remember. I think it's a TV series, right? I probably will watch that. I wasn't the biggest fan of the CW shows. I get excited about them, and then they let me down over and over again. I just got tired of that. So I'll probably give that a shot. I mean, it's part of the James Gunn joint, so I'll be interested. And I do like Booster Gold. So hey, here's Batgirl number 6, and this is the end of the Mother arc. And it is from, let's see, Tate Bromble, and let's see, Takashi Miyazawa. And it's essentially, they are, Cassandra and Lady Shiva are trapped together. They've finally been caught by, the Unburied, who basically have a pretty decent right to be pissed off at Shiva. I mean, is there anybody wronged by Shiva that doesn't earn their anger? Like, she's pretty much an evil psychopath. I mean, I do feel sorry for Cassandra because she is really tied up in her feelings for her. So they're able to get out of the situation. And this fight sequence is pretty good, I have to say, with them tearing through and using Cassandra using one of Bruce's methods, bats, in order to distract. It's kind of great. It's a nice little callback. And the art in this is very nice. I like this page a lot with Cassandra and Shiva escaping. Well, anyway, they go their separate ways. Shiva doesn't quite seem like she gets away. And we're going to lead into the next arc with this, with Cassandra being sort of put on a quest, so to speak. More or less, I like this. Another 4 RAM chips. I haven't really had. I've had some really solid stuff this week, but nothing that really kind of blew my mind. Oh wait, I picked up this. And let me get back to this. Let me explain, because this is actually not a new issue. This didn't come out this week. This came out a week or two ago. I think like a couple weeks ago, and it was in my poll. And my comic store knows, like, whatever Gatchaman I read. And I thought, wow, what a great cover! This is awesome. And then I got it home and I was like, wait, 2? This is a second issue? I don't have the first issue. Apparently, they didn't get enough copies of issue 1, and I asked for them to order it for me. So they did, and okay, now I can read this other issue. I'll read that next week. So, Only One Earth, number 1, and holy crap, look at that cover. For those of you who don't know, Gatchaman is a 1970s anime, and I tend to think of it as the first anime that really sucked me in. I absolutely love it. And it's pretty much the Sentai thing. It's like 5 colorful superheroes fighting against a ridiculously overdramatic villain that way overdoes all their plans. And it's pretty great. I really do love Gatchaman. And the comics this is Mad Cape. Mad Cape's been doing a series of comics. They have a regular Gatchaman series by Colin Bunn. They have a Galactor mini-series, which I believe is done by Steve Orlando, which is pretty good. But this, I'm going to say, with just this one issue, I think this is the best one. First off, look at this cover. This is actually, the covers are done by Tommy Lee Edwards, who is the writer. He's also a very talented artist. Nano Plati, excuse me if I mispronounced that name, does the interior art. But look at this, just grabs me. I love this. Has like such a 70s pulp vibe, and it has a little bit of age to it. Gorgeous cover. Absolutely fantastic. And it does focus on Joe. Let's see. And the art, oh my God, it just has this, like, I love the washed out colors. The art here reminds me a little bit, well, not exact character design. They're not the same model, but this is definitely the Pilates art style. But oh boy, man, it has the feeling. And I think that's one important aspect. It really does feel like the old show when we get into this art. Essentially, this princess who is taking over her country, Galactor has, the evil organization Galactor has an interest in this country. They essentially are working with her uncle to backstab her and take over the country. And he's allowed them to, like, infiltrate. But Galactor, being Galactor, doesn't care about this guy. Doesn't care about this prince, because what they do is, like, there's this big race, this big Grand Prix that they do. One of these big, flamboyant, dramatic Grand Prix that European countries love to do. And while that's going on, they strike, and they have these huge underground explosions, like rupture, like that create earthquakes and volcanoes. The usual kind of thing Galactor does, and it's devastating the whole capital city during this race, where the princess may be getting killed. So they got Dr. Mambo and the rest kind of like getting involved, and it's pretty action packed, I gotta say. And like I said, the art is absolutely gorgeous. And look at that! It's just beautiful. And the issue 2 I'll be talking about this next time around. Look at that cover. That is some nice stuff. I would love. I gotta say, I do really enjoy the Gotcha Man comic from Colin Bunn. I don't remember the artist, but this is a nice. This is the pacing and the format really does feel more like the show because I think the Colin Bunn Gotcha Man does feel like a modern uh, Western slash Sentai superhero comic. Some of the supporting characters, look like more modern characters versus the established Gotcha Man characters. And it's very bright. And this one, just the coloring is like nice and washed out. It has this lovely aged feel to it. The characters look sort of like anime characters without like being all the way into anime characters. Absolutely wonderful. A plus. That is 5 RAM chips easy. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to say that this is my favorite comic of the week. This is my recommendation. If you were to get any of these, pick this up. Gotcha Man, Only One Earth, number 1. I'll be talking about number 2 on the next episode of this series. I'm curious as to what you guys picking up this week. Is you can let me know in the comments below if you're reading anything current. If you want me to elaborate, see if I have any opinions on that, I'd be happy to. So let me just share a link here. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to share this. I usually do this at the top of the episode, but I actually forgot. Let me just do that right now over here on my Blue Sky. We're live. Da-da-da-da. There we go. And let's see, let's go back here. Put me on Facebook. Okay, there we go. We're live. There we go. And we're all set. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna shift back here. So, hey, there was a couple of big comic book superhero movie news that came out this week. And I'll start with the smaller one. And that is none other than Spider-Man. Spider-Man had a movie title dropped. Apparently, the next film they're going to be doing is going to be called Brand New Day. And I'll be honest, they dropped that news like hours before April 1st. It was like about around 10 p.m. or something like that. So I was like, this is an April Fool's joke. It's kind of lame. I'll wait until the 2nd. I hate getting news on April 1st. Because you just have to take everything with a grain of salt you hear on April 1st. So apparently that's not a bullshit, April Fool's joke, which to be honest, that would have been a pretty bad joke. Pretty lame. Let's see. Well, the other world, according to Bob, the Booster Gold show is a TV series. Okay, cool. I assume that'll probably be, I don't know if they'll put that on like HBO Max or it'll be a exclusive with Max or some HBO, whatever. But I'll probably check it out. Depending on who they get for it, I'm kind of interested. It's such a great premise for a character. So I'm very interested to see what they do. So the Brand New Day is apparently the name of the next film. And Brand New Day is more of kind of more of an arc or an era for Spider-Man than one specific storyline. And I hate it. I hate the Brand New Day era. And to be honest, I don't think we've fully recovered. Not that this, I've done a video about what's up with Spider-Man, and my opinion really hasn't changed. I don't think Marvel knows what it's doing with Spider-Man. It has a better idea in the films. The MCU seems to have a better, clearer focus on what they want Peter Parker to be versus the comics, which are, I don't know, not married. That's basically their only answer. Um, but this is, I think, I kind of like trying to figure out what they're going to be doing, and I think essentially, this is basically picking up from where we left off, where Peter's life drastically changed. He lost his aunt, and the whole world forgot he existed. That's the only thing about. That's the only thing I really didn't care for about the end of the last film was people forgot who he was. Like, yeah, they forgot he was Spider-Man, but like, they kind of forgot he existed. They know Spider-Man existed, but they don't know who Peter Parker is. That's an interesting twist on the magical world forget spell that they did in One Last Day, or whatever the hell that story is called. Let's see. I will be picking up New Gods. I don't know if you're into that. Like I said last week, I'm really excited about Spider-Man. Oops, yeah, Spider-Man. I think the girl from Stranger Things will be playing his daughter. Yeah, that's another bit of news. We'll talk about that. Actually, we'll talk about that too. Sadie Sink is in it. I like Sadie Sink a lot, and unspecified character as who she's playing. So, I mean, she could literally be anybody. I don't think she's Mary Jane. I know that's been up there too. I don't think so, because we do have an MJ. Annoyingly, we haven't called her Mary Jane. It's a different MJ type of name. I don't know. I feel like they got a little cold feet or something like that, and decided to hedge their bets. Like, oh, it's not totally Mary Jane. Like, not just call her Mary Jane. That was gutless. You should have went all the way with it. But I don't think she's playing Mary Jane. I at this point I don't know who she could be playing. Like, I've heard of all the things, like Gwen Stacy, Felicia Hardy, Mayday, as well as like Jean Grey. That'd be an interesting place to put Jean Grey. Actually, is have her appear here, and I think Sadie could be. She's a really good actress, and I like her a lot. So I think she could primarily do any of those characters just fine. So I'm, and that's like the most likely character. She could be another character for all we know. But I do think Brand New Day is going to be kind of an exploration of Peter figuring out how to like rebuild his life. And people forgetting, that he's Spider-Man, but also forgetting Peter Parker exists. I mean, he's basically got to reestablish himself. And that's, I assume, what he'll be busy doing that at the beginning of the film. But there's also this kind of freshness where he's able to reestablish himself and his life the way he hopes he can do as Spider-Man and Peter Parker. That's what I'm thinking is kind of what they're going for, because one more day and No Way Home do kind of end the same way, with him kind of getting a reboot, essentially. And I think that's probably what we're going to be talking about here, is that his character is going to have to like figure it out. Now, what is going to happen? I don't know. I mean, if it's Jean Grey, he might go to her to resolve this, actually, since she has like ultimate mental powers and such like that. Maybe she'll be talking to him about it. Maybe he'll be talking to her about it. If this is a time to meet the Black Cat, and of course, with Mayday Parker, of course, we'll be doing some time shenanigans for that. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Who do you think will play Mephisto? Well, I mean, they could go in any direction. If they wanted to do a character much like the Jim Stalin designed one, where he basically looks like a regular cartoon devil. Um, I don't know. uh, the actor David Dastmalchian, who he's already been in their movies as Ant Man's friend. Um, I think he would have been a good Mephisto. He kind of looks like that specific style of Mephisto. I don't know who else could play him off the top of my head. He'd be my first choice, but unfortunately, he's already been in like a whole bunch of Marvel movies as a pretty memorable character too. It's not like that Jenna Ortega thing. Well, Jenna Ortega can't be in a Marvel movie. She's been in one. Like she was in the movie as a baby for 2 seconds. If she wanted to do, she could do another character. And after Robert Downey Jr. comes back as Doctor Doom, I think all bets are off. But I don't know outside of him who would be my first choice. So I think that's kind of what we're looking at. That's what we have at the moment. I don't think this is going to be a very strong adaptation of the Brand New Day. You know, the first few arcs of that era. I think it's going to be more of the vibe, which a lot of what the MCU adaptations, when they do take these stories, I think they basically kind of go with the vibe from a lot of these stories and what they mean, and they apply them to the MCU continuity. And the MCU has been around for 15 years, so you know it has its own continuity. So you can't really retrofit something too much to a certain arc where the history of the 616 comics are different than the MCU, so you can't really do the exact same thing anymore. And also, you got to just let something breathe. You got to let if you've committed to this universe, then you have to make it your own, and it's their own. It's been theirs for a decade, so I'm very certain it's going to be not very much like the previous Brand New Day, which is fine with me because I did not care for that era either. So we'll see what happens there. And of course, I guess I will talk about the big deal, which was the Superman sneak preview. I don't think it could be classified as a teaser or definitely not a trailer. I don't know, but I liked it. I think that's the most important thing. I liked it, and I enjoy the fact that this thing kind of, for the first half of it, was almost just a scene during this sneak preview, where we got to see a longer version of Krypto saving Superman. Him being dragged to the Fortress of Solitude, which is gorgeous. I love the image of it rotating. I love that the door is voice controlled, even with Krypto's bark. The robots look great. They have a nice kind of like Grant Morrison slash Silver Age vibe to it. They all have numbers on their chests. I enjoyed that little dialogue that was going on between him, where he thanks them and he says, "Well, we don't really appreciate, we don't have sentience, so we can't really appreciate that." And the new female one apparently is like, "Oh, he looked at me like, well, you guys have a little sentience." Oh, that was a really sweet scene. I am worried though, like now I'm a little bit more worried because there's a shot of him like cradling one of those robots, and after that scene, I'm afraid that the robot he'll be talking to is either one of those he talked to. because he looks kind of broken up and sad about it. So I don't know. I don't know where they're going with that. Um, I really do love God all the shots. We get to see more of the Daily Planet. We get to hear a little bit more dialogue in this. It takes it. What I like is this sneak preview took some time to kind of show us around this movie, instead of like the typical. I like how non-typical it was. The way we got to just kind of just watch a little bit of the movie. That was really nice. More old. If you watch really old trailers, like especially very old trailers, like from the 30s to the 50s and stuff like that, they'll practically show you whole scenes. Uh, they weren't as tightly edited and shit. Like, my favorite people complain about spoilers and trailers, but oh boy, one of my favorite examples is the Danger Diabolic trailer from like 67, 68 or something like that, where that trailer shows you the movie from like the first shot to even the last shot. They blow the ending in the trailer. And they would like show you whole like snippets of films and stuff like that. This kind of reminded me of that a little bit, in a good way. In a good way. Let's see. Bomb's like, oh, did you read Plastic Man No More? One of them dies in the end. What, one of the Plastic Men? I don't read Plastic Man, so I'm not familiar. I am slowly getting back to reading DC. And let's see. Oh, I had what was it? I had a. Let's see. I had. Let me show you what else I'm reading here. I'm not reviewing these today, but reading The Seasons from Image, as well as The Rocket Fellas. That's been pretty fun so far. I've also just actually wait. I haven't finished. I haven't read the last issue of the X-Man Hunt. I'm going to read that. I'm also going to. I think I might talk about this in a separate video. And I've been reading Mark Waid's Justice League Unlimited. Pretty good stuff. And oh crap, let me show you this. Like I keep forgetting. I think it's probably too late now to take this back. But what is this the damaged issue I have? Let's see. Oh yeah, look. Let's see. Has anybody ever gotten a comic that was just this badly damaged? Look at this. Like right here, this fucking hole punched in this thing. Because I was thumbing through it and I was like having trouble, like because the pages were sticking together. It's like these aren't. Let's see. Like right here. Look at that. Like I don't know. Somebody like poked a hole through them. I've been thinking about taking it back and return it, but I don't know. It's been like 2 weeks now, and yeah, maybe it's a little late to do that. Maybe I've kind of passed the time. But as you see, I'm trying to do my best about reading more DC, more Image, and Justice League. Justice League is a good book to pick up because, like, hey, that's got it. This one actually has everybody right now, so that's good time. They also are doing a little bit more about kind of. They're doing a decent job, from what I can tell, spreading the characters out a little bit more. Instead of everyone being Batman or Batman adjacent characters, they're like, wait a minute, we have like other characters in this universe. Maybe we should, trot them out every once in a while. Let's see. Yes, I'm also enjoying JSA. Oh, JSA has a new book out. I'm still not 100%, familiar with what's going on with. Man, I'm really out of the loop on DC. I got to tell you. I didn't know they had a new JSA book. Is it similar to what the Jeff Johns run was, where it's a mixture of the old and new guys, or is it all new guys or all old guys? I assume Wesley Dodds is still dead. they've kept him dead. I gotta say that's pretty impressive. Um, but I don't know. I was on and off about JSA. To be honest, I was always more of a Wesley Dodds Sandman fan. That's always my favorite character in that, and he's barely in those books. Um, let's see. Oh, JLA, excuse me. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll throw all those questions out the window. So, yeah, I am currently reading Wonder Woman, Batgirl, Zatanna, and Justice League Unlimited. I will probably read the Fire and Ice miniseries. That looked pretty fun. I am interested in the Matt Fraction Batman, and this will be the first time I will have bought Batman on a regular basis since the New 52. And I just realized that not too long ago. It's like, well, I'm kind of excited about the Matt Fraction stuff. Maybe if I pick that up, and then I suddenly thought, I have not regularly bought Batman since, when was New 52? Like 2012 or something like that? 12 years? Ugh. Wow, that's a long time. I can't believe that. So yeah, I'll probably do that. Don't quote me on that. I might not pick it up. I almost picked it up during the Chip Zdarsky run. And then when I heard what the plot was for like the first arc, I was like, it doesn't really grab me. There's been a couple times since, kind of the end of New 52, I almost like picked up like during Tom King, and I forgot who picked up the series after Tom King, but I was like, each time I was like maybe I'll start, and I'm like, nah, that sounds dumb. I'm not going to do it. So maybe this time I might actually do it. I can't believe that. Let's see. But yes, JSA is also good. Oh, okay. So there is a JSA book. Okay. I did read. They did a Sandman mystery theater, a Wesley Dodds Sandman miniseries last year, and I loved it. And it had a nice cartoony, like Batman animated series vibe to it. It was a lot of fun. The mystery was a little okay. It was more of a personal attack on him specifically than him solving some sort of unscrupulous murderer or something like that. I don't know. It was an attack on him specifically, which I don't know. I think I prefer it. I think that was my only minor quibble with it, was like, I think I prefer him to, not be too tied to a villain like that. Because that's something that I thought really made the Matt Wagner, Steven Seagal series really stand out, is it had that kind of episodic vibe to it, but still it built on the characters. But whatever. Outside of that, I really enjoyed that miniseries, and I love the art on that too. I forgot who did the art on. I forgot who wrote. I forgot the team on that book, but they did a really good job. I don't know if that sold at all. Maybe not. But I hope so. I hope it sold enough to get them interested in maybe doing another run. But who knows? So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. I will be talking a little bit more about. I'm going to talk about the X-Men hunt if I remember soon. The Batgirl Mother arc, I believe it's just called Mother. And I'm going to be talking next week about whatever new comics are coming up. I will be talking about this one, The Only One Earth. Issue 1 was fantastic, so I'm going to be checking this out as well. Basically recommend any of the Gatchaman books right now from Mad Cave. I think they're doing a really nice job with the franchise. I hope to read more. I haven't finished the Galactor miniseries, which started out really, really interesting premise of Berg Kotze fighting two fronts. Like he's fighting Gatchaman, he's also fighting a rebellion within Galactor, and I thought that was an interesting pitch for a miniseries. So we'll see where that goes. Let's see. Oh, have a nice night. Enjoy this. Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up in just a few minutes. Oh, yeah, just actually about close to 10 minutes. I'm going to kind of be wrapping up anyway. So, hey, yeah, that's what I thought. What comics did you read? And what did you think of the Spider-Man title drop? Sadie Sink, and what character do you think she'll be playing? And oh, hey, how about that Superman teaser or preview or whatever? I loved it. I thought I loved how scruffy and floppy Crypto is in this. What a great dog! And the moments with him trying to wake up Superman, it just felt so authentically dog-like. And I'm glad the character isn't like a smart, brilliant dog. It's just a dog. It's great. It's a great idea. I don't know why we've resisted this in media for so long, because oh boy, that works. But hey, what did you think of these things? Let me know in the comments below if you've watched this video at a different time. If you watched the stream with me, hey, thanks. That was nice. It was nice spending my Friday with you. I'll be back sometime next weekend, either anytime between Friday and Monday. I'm just gonna play it loose on my schedule. Whatever day I'm more free on those weekend days, I'll be dropping live videos where I'll be talking about new comic books I picked up and whatever comic book news happened this week. Like I said, don't forget, Red Knight 8 is coming soon in May. Go to the link below and click follow on the pre-launch page so you'll know when it starts. And there's a lot of cool rewards for this book. I'm very happy with the way this issue is turning out. So I hope you can enjoy it too. All right. I'm going to get going. You can support this channel just $1 a month over at Patreon. I'm over on Substack, Facebook, and Blue Sky as well. Well, I've talked enough, so I'm kind of done, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to head out, and I'll see you next week. Bye.